Mr. Paradise, Picking Paradise, and we're here for episode 7 of the Lock Picking Belt Ride Along series, The Pick. Now, last time we picked the 410 on video, and man, I'm so apologizing about the lighting right now. It's late. I wasn't able to do the video earlier, so apologize for some of the glare and stuff. Trying to make it as good as possible, but anyway, so we picked this 410 LOTO last time on video, and I think we got some good feedback on it. So if you reference back, you'll see some things we're going to go ahead and pick again today, and we're going to talk about. But basically, look at your key whenever you're picking so you can see what you're kind of up against. You know, when you're beginning, like, you want to look at it. You want to get as much information as possible. And basically, that key pin 1 is really high up there. So you're going to see after I set the standard serrated pin on pin 5, it's going to drop into a false set. And then when I come out, I'm going to barely touch 1 and it's going to fall into a false set. That's because that key pin is very, very short, and that spool that lives up here in the Bible is now all the way down, and the top part of the fat part of the spool is in the shear line. And when I barely touch it, it drops into the skinny part of the spool. And then as I lift it up, it rides that spool. We get the counter rotation, and then the bottom of the spool will then pass through the shear line, and I'll get a deeper fall set. So we're going to see that when I pick that here in just a minute. Before we start picking it, I want to remind everyone to get their 1100s or whatever lock you have that is guttable, and gut it. Now, on the last lock, I went over the 1100. You know, you don't even need a follower to gut it. So all you need is a pair of tweezers and a Phillips head screwdriver. Hopefully we can elaborate on some good picking tips, because I know this is a pretty hard position to be in picking, because you're starting to encounter locks that are a little bit better in quality and they're a little bit tougher to pick. You will find that they're actually pretty easy to pick, and you can start progressing a lot better. I'm going to give a couple shout outs really quick to Scrub Monkey and Lily. They've been plugging me and getting new users on Reddit to alert them and alarm them of the Lock Picking Belt Ride Along series, and telling them to go check out my videos. So thanks for helping out others. You guys are proving to be really good members of the community, so I appreciate that. Lethologica X, new user maybe. He was searching for YouTube channels to look other than the common Bosnia Bill, lock picking lawyer, helpful lock picker. And again, if you guys have seen videos or seen my comments, you know how much I like helpful lock picker, because basically I think he has set up the homeschooling program, and that's hands down the best. So if you watch that and go through that, you're going to learn tons from it. So do that, and then watch mine and see if you can pick up any additional information, and then read and watch a bunch of other ones, because you want a massive amount of information, so that way when you hear something, it's like bam, click, it's a set pin. It's like, yep, that makes a lot of sense. I'm going to do that. Now, we may be getting stuck on some locks. We may be getting stuck on some of those ace locks that we had. The one video a couple ones ago, I just threw that ace away because it was junk tolerances. It was grinding on the core and creating all kinds of problems with my feedback. And hey, just toss that thing in the rubbish. No need. But Red Ryan 243 was saying he was struggling with the spools, and then another Reddit user, 2 followers, Luggage, made a comment that he wasn't going to move on to some other locks until he got the 2 that he's working on. And I believe they're like ace brass, 38 millimeters or something of the like. I want to say I walked away from this one this morning. I tried to do a video this morning quickly before I got out of the house, and it put up a fight. And, you know, I kind of got a little bit on video, and I don't think I ever got an open. So there's all kinds of things that can contribute to why you don't get an open, or why you're not getting it to when maybe you were before. So I would suggest walking away from that, and, you know, just getting in the right state of mind. And there's always a contributing factor. I'm not sure what it is sometimes, but there's always a contributing factor of why you're not really honed in and why you're not getting it, and maybe you were before. So the spools, I believe Red Ryan mentioned, he was going through them back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it just seemed like he was just constantly oversetting spools. So what's happening there is you're dropping other spools, or you're not doing it in the correct order, meaning you keep setting in the same order when you really should be trying a totally different order and trying to hit something else first that's binding harder. And that's all because of tension control. So we're going to go ahead and get into this one, and then we're going to see what else we can explain and see if I can give you other tips and stuff that may help you along in the actual picking process. So have everything kind of nice and quiet if you need, and no distractions so you can focus on what's going on. And the lighting is so bad right now. I'm wondering how I'm going to fix that for you guys. As soon as my hand gets in frame, you guys are just blinded. See how that works. Okay, so light tension. I'm going to go right to the back here. I should start, be methodical, okay? Don't cheat and do what I do, because it's not always that fifth pin. First, second, third, fourth. Okay, I got something binding. Let's see if I can get a false set there. Cheating went all the way to the back. Yep, there you go. Really tiny, small false set there on fifth. Come out, touch one, because we know this lock, but I'm just going to work the pin stack. 6, nothing. Actually, I have one binding there on the way, but I want to hit one really quick, because we know what's going to happen. We're going to get that false set, okay? Now on the way out, I think it was like 3 or so was binding, and I could have popped it. So right now, what we're going to do is, you see me poking around a lot. You see me doing this motion a lot. And what I'm doing is I'm going through the pin stack. I'm like, okay, is that one set? Is that one set? Is that one set? I'm feeling for a couple things here, okay? One, I'm feeling if I have any feedback. So right now I'm on like 4. And we can see I got some feedback coming in my finger up top. I don't have a lot of tension on here. So, okay, I got feedback. So that pin needs to be set. The other thing I'm feeling for, let's set this one real quick. Counter rotation, release. Okay, let's feel again. I'm going to let up on tension a lot, and I'm going to use my pick pressure to rotate it. Okay, and I think she's set. And try to 6, 5 windows set, 4, 3, 2, and 1 again. Okay, so what happened was I needed to set that 4th pin before I set the top of 4. And we went over that earlier on because of the key is so high, and that key pin and that spool is so deep in there that was the top part of it. Now when I go back and I get the first pin again, got counter rotation. And I dropped some stuff or overset. So, okay, let's go back. That's an overset still. I'm literally just have started over here. And this is good. Okay, that's false set. feel like I overset something. Let off tension. Pin stack's doing nothing right now, so definitely overset 4. I'm releasing tension, see if I can just drop it. Drop 1. We're gonna fall set. So really quick, as I'm working through there, you do see me doing this a lot. Let me elaborate on that. Okay, so I'm feeling for that loose key pin. I'm tapping it up and down. I believe I got the paper right here. So I'm trying to tap this up and down, and I'm feeling for the key pin rattling. Okay, that's a hard thing to learn what that feels like because it's so light and it's so subtle. The other thing that I'm looking for is when I push it up. If this pin is set, then this will just feel firm and tight. Okay, but I don't get any feedback in my tension finger. If I get feedback in my tension finger, then that means it's a spool or a serrated and I'll get a click. Okay, but if my tension is too light and I push too hard with my pick pressure, this key pin will overset. And if it's too heavy, then this will feel bound anyway and I won't get any feedback. So tension is really, really, really key. So let's try to get back in here and see which one's binding. So I set 1, or wait, 1 was, okay. See, I'm feeling for that loose key pin, and it's loose because it's on that part of the spool. But once I push up a little bit, I see that I've got to set it. So let's set it. I set that. Set that. So what I'm doing is I'm letting it rotate to a certain point, and then I'm holding firm on my pressure, and then I'll apply just enough more pick pressure to get a click. If I don't get an immediate false set again or an open, then I tap it again and I give it a little tap because it's hung up on the bottom fat part of the spool. So now, since we know this lock so well, I believe it's key pin 6 that's holding us up right now. But maybe not. Let's work the pin stack. See which ones give me rotation right there. 3. I'm not sure if you guys heard it, but something else dropped. I'm hoping it's pin 5 and I can just rescue it again and not have to do a full reset. Definitely tried, I think I just overset a few things there. Yep, full reset. And see, no matter how well you know a lock, she's still going to put up a fight every once in a while. See there? I tried something different. I set 4 on my way out. That was 6. Just tapping all these. Feel a little bit of counter rotation there. Not quite sure what just happened. One dropped it again. And if this was in hand, it would be a lot harder. So, you know, you don't have to get a vise. Picking in hand is great. It's definitely a skill. Get a vise. You'll see the difference. So it's actually a really good thing that just happened. I was poking around in there and I noticed my pick was turned too much this way. And I went back this way and now I was landing on pins a little bit. So, you know what? The video is getting long. It doesn't look like we're going to get this open. We can give it a shot. We'll give her a go. See what we can't figure out here. We have some other spools working. I'd like to get an open for you guys. But oh, there's a false set. Oh, I'll take that. There's one. Even though we know one was high, I kept forgetting it. So don't forget pin one. It's another good tip. A lot of people will just forget it, especially if it's a really high set pin. They just kind of forget about it. Feeling some good feedback there, but I'm not sure what's going on here. Definitely good feedback right there. Am I not on the tip of these things? Deeper false set on 6. Well, video's too long. So you know what? It's a great thing that I haven't gotten it open again, just like this morning. So we've got the tips that we learned from, okay? We can walk away from this lock, just go try another lock, work on some other stuff, come back to it. You never know why you don't get them, okay? Something's not in line. You're just doing something slightly different that's not, that's not working. Just like during that, I learned that I was holding my pick a little too much like this, and then I rotated it back, and then I was getting a little bit better feedback. Probably being a little bit sloppy. Camera's in the way, lighting's different, it's late, tired from work. I've got a lot of things going on with work and family coming into town. So anyway, take the advice, feel for that loose key pin, but if you can't feel that, then feel for the jammed up guy up there and practice gutting these locks. Play with them, see what they're like inside. And last one I said I was gonna message Mod, see if we could just simply pull that core out and not take the pins out. I haven't messaged them that because I went back and I read the submitting rules and it says gut a lock. So you gotta gut it. You gotta take the pins out and the springs and put it back in, and that's great practice. So again, thank you everyone for the support. Sorry I didn't get this thing. I will get it, and I will go ahead and submit for a belt. I'm not sure if I'll do that now or later, but I do appreciate everyone, and thanks for listening. Let me know if you want any other advice. Oh man, I forgot the guy's name, but someone gave me a good note. I'm going to put the videos in a playlist so that way they continuously play, and I'm still learning about how to properly do that stuff. So thanks guys, aloha, and keep picking.